Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 24.
24.
Yes, episode
Okay.
24.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 24. 24. I was echoing.
Yes.
Okay. Hello. Here we go.
Okay. We're good. We're getting used to this new setup, y'all.
I know. It's like we got to
Yes,
get accustomed to sharing on so many platforms.
yes. If you are here, join us in the comments. Say hi. Let us know who you are and where you're joining us from. Excited to have you all with us.
On this lovely spring
Oh my goodness.
Sunday.
It's definitely giving spring in the DMV. Thank you, God.
They're activated completely.
Completely. Mom and I went for a nice little walk this afternoon. I was like, yes, I'm ready for the spring, Lord. Bring it.
Yes.
Bring it. Let us know how you all are feeling before we jump into our let loose. And as always, this is our space to take up. So please join us as we take up space.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How have you been? What's been going on?
Oh my goodness, there has been a lot going on. Too much going on, I should say, but just a lot. I don't even know where to begin, but
Yeah.
just really basking in God's grace and mercy right now and just allowing things to fall where they may and not be stressed or anxious about any of it. That's where I am right now. That's the mindset I'm trying to lean into, more positivity going into the new week, because the last week I just came out of it was a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, up and down, happy, sad, annoyed, moody, but still having to show up. And that was something I was dealing with the other day. Like, even through all these emotions, we still have to show up.
That we do.
We do. So
And when we do show up, that's what matters. It's what matters is we actually chose to show up, because we could not. We could just be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not doing anything. So
very factual. How have you been?
I've been good. Same as you, up and down. It's been a lot, traveling back and forth, busy literally like every day.
Yeah.
And just nonstop being supportive to other people, trying to get my emotions together. Like, it's just woo. So
yes, you ain't never lied. Trying to get your emotions together. Okay.
emotions together.
That's the thing. That is the thing. Well, I'm glad, like you said, that we both decided to show up, and hopefully we're both being kinder to ourselves. Whew. Because if not us, who?
Who will? I feel like we should all just take, like, if you're watching, let's just take a woosah together. Like, let's breathe in and breathe out.
Yes. One more time. We need another.
Yeah, breathe in and breathe out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I was like, I feel like we all are on that same page. Is when, like, I feel like when seasons start changing is when things start changing in our lives, and we are like,
yeah,
going on. So
yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. Hold on, let me get my little last name. I be forgetting. I got first and last. All right. So, what's your let loose for today?
Today, I am taking it back.
Oh, okay. Okay, come on, join me.
I'm gonna take it back. So my let loose is Total Praise by Richard Smallwood. It's real sentimental, because when you would just be in a car and you would like see your mom like going through it, worshiping, and you're like, why is she real dramatic right now? Like, what, you're younger, you're not really paying attention. But I get it. I completely get it. And after this week, this is one of them songs. So I will just put out there, I'm a little congested, but yeah, we can get on into it. I'm only gonna do the chorus because
okay, yes, that's fine.
You are the source of my strength.
Mm-hmm.
You are the strength of my life.
Yes.
I lift my hands in total praise to you. And then I'm gonna skip, because you know what the part that really be getting me.
What? What?
Every
I'm
time.
not
It's
doing.
the ending with
Uh-huh.
the amens.
Mhm. Mhm.
Amen. 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 That whole part.
Yes. Amen.
It's like that
Yes.
song will get me together every single time because it's really just a reminder no matter what we are going through, God deserves total praise, even in the
Mhm.
midst of the storms, in the midst of the craziness. The praise outbeats it all. So that was heavy on my spirits, and I was like, we doing Richard today.
Yes, yes, praise. And it's so timely because, like you said, when stuff just start happening in life, then, ooh, Jesus, yes, you need to go back to the old schools, right?
Mhm.
And they are celebrating him. I think it's like 50 something years or plus.
Mm.
I seen it somewhere. Some churches honoring him. So yes, we give Richard Smallwood all of his flowers because,
Man,
honey, he
cut
was
it
a
down.
trailblazer. Yes,
Like
okay,
that was when real, I don't want to say real, like, but the gospel music that really had you out here, like
okay.
going through it.
That you put on when okay, listen, I need to tap in right quick. Okay, see, I should have known. You should have went last, Joy. Gosh.
My bad. Well,
Um,
actually, no, because you needed that.
I
I've seen
did.
the boost of energy since the
I did
song
need that.
happened. So,
I did need that. Okay, well, I mean, mine is a little bit focused on reggae, I guess, but I have two.
ooh,
I will say I have two. So one is the Is This Love by Bob Marley,
mm,
and well, basically a whole album. And then dang, I guess it's three. But I'm not gonna sing all three. I'm just gonna say the songs that has been getting me through these last couple of days. So Is This Love by Bob Marley, um, um, Safe in His Arms, Safe in His Arms, Safe in His
ooh, yeah.
Arms by, I mean, old school Milton, was the name Milton Brunson, I believe, sung that and his choir. And then the last one would be William Murphy, It's Working. I think that's it, Lord.
Mm,
I can't- He's leaning, that song,
mm-hmm.
in my direction.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I said he's leaning. Mm, mm, in my direction. So yeah, yeah, that really has gotten me through this week. So
That's what
those
now you gonna have me singing that song next.
girl, as
Oh,
you should, as you should.
I gotta. That's in rotation going to work tomorrow.
Girl, yep, that was me. And I would not I played this on, I think it was either Thursday going to work. I would
Mhm.
not get out that car until that song was over. I had to replay it too. I was like, yep, nope, we gotta get
Sometimes
this spirit
it's like
together.
that. Like
Yeah.
before we step foot into it, the song has to finish. I gotta get my full praise in.
No matter what. So those are our let looses for today. Anyone in the comments, y'all have some songs,
Yes.
either a poem, song, something that y'all wanna, oh, we done lost some folks that y'all wanna put out there. You can put it in the comments. That'll be fine.
Yeah, just let us know.
Again, this is our space to take up. It's not just Joy and I on here talking every time we gather. We want to hear from y'all as well.
Please.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Seeing if there's none, we'll move
I was like, I'm
right.
not seeing anything. You check
Yeah,
Facebook.
me either. We gonna have to figure out a system, but I got my Instagram over here. I'm flipping in between StreamYard and Facebook.
Yeah, I have Facebook open just in case. And
Yeah.
then since my IG is acting funky right now, I'm watching yours. So
Okay.
we'll see if anything is said.
Yes. Those of you who are joining, let us know if there's been a song, a quote, scripture, something on your spirit that has helped you these last few weeks that we have not been taking up space. Let us know. Before
We
we
are
jump into our
here to embrace. And first and foremost, we need to rewind. Happy Women's History Month. Like
yes,
we need to rewind.
right into it, Lord.
We
Yes,
have on in, but happy Women's History Month.
for sure. Happy Women's History Month. Thank you to all the women for your style and grace,
Yes,
for your brilliance, for all the hidden figures whose names we don't know. We salute you
absolutely. Because
in
we
your
know
own right.
it's a lot. It's a lot of people
Yes,
that we do not know, and we are going to continue to celebrate them.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for bringing that to this space, Joy?
Oh, of course. I was like, wait a minute, we missing something.
We missed something. It is March. We talking about the weather. This we distracted by the goodness of
Yeah.
the weather today. Okay. Um. All right. So I was hoping we would have a guest on today, but it's okay because I still think our topic is fitting. And that is forgiveness, and
Mm.
not just any forgiveness, but self forgiveness. So I thought we would talk about what that means. How has self forgiveness shown up for our like ourselves and our own journeys? Um, so yeah, are you
Mm.
interested in that?
This is such a heavy topic in a good way. In a good way. It's not like one of those where it's just like, let me creep around it and ignore it.
Yeah.
I feel like we all need to be able to forgive ourselves from small to big. Cause I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, I can forgive, like the big stuff is hard, but really it's the small things that kind of add up time and
Hmm.
time again that we just are like, we don't give ourselves grace on.
Yeah.
Um, and that really allows for us to be harder on ourselves continuously. So I definitely am still learning. I am in the learning phase of
Hmm.
self-forgiveness. And I would say specifically with how I spend my time, just in general, when you look back on life so far and you're like, oh, I could have done that differently. And if I would have done that differently, then maybe this could have ended up happening. But being able to look and say that everything does happen for a reason and you learn from the different experiences that you do have, to me, that's a way of self-forgiveness, is allowing yourself to really sit in the, yes, I could have done it differently, but here we are. And we're going to move forward with what we did instead of continuing to look in the past, because it's only going to hold us there. And if we're going to continue looking behind us, we're not looking forward. So I would definitely say that's one of the ways. And honestly, me creating boundaries now is a way for me to have self-forgiveness for all the ways that I did not say no previously that hurt me in the past. And that's like I'm really unlearning what that looks like. And boundaries for me has been a self forgiveness. So I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of in the last year, is being able to do that, because it's hard to really stick with having boundaries. And I did end up doing my first Saturday of the month yesterday, taking my
Okay.
time, because I missed it in February, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
like we're doing it in March, and it just felt good to really have that. And also where like my husband is like, wait, it's the first Saturday of the month. Like you really are setting those boundaries where it's known.
Mhm.
And it feels good. It feels good to have that.
Yes, as it should. So, Imma be nosy. What you do?
Nothing. Like that's
Okay, I love it.
I did some laundry, but most of that was literally lounging around and doing nothing, because last week emotionally drained. Like I was tapped out, and being there for other people, love it. I love being able to show up for a friend. And one of the other things I did realize, since we're talking about self forgiveness, is being able to understand that sometimes I attach myself to other people's issues when I don't have to, because I'm an empath. And like
Girl, yes.
I really need to like stop, because it pulls me down more. As much as I love my friends, I love everything. But for example, I was on the phone with one of my friends today, and being supportive and being there, but also understanding it's easy for me to attach my feelings and be like, oh my gosh, and start crying with her and everything. But that's all. I've had an emotionally draining week already. So
Mhm.
I had to tell her, like, yeah, I'm painting at the same exact time I'm listening. I am listening to you, but I'm also trying to keep my emotions together so that I'm gonna be good going into this week. But again, like, how can I be here for you? And it was like one of those, you didn't do this before. So forgive yourself for all the other times that
Yeah.
missed it, and now acknowledge the fact that you are aware that you are an empath, and you do attach, like if somebody else is crying or somebody else is going through something, you take those on.
Mm.
And as much as I wear my heart on my sleeve, it's one of those things that definitely hurts me at the same time. So yeah, this topic is just spot on this week.
Girl, I know. I was like, "No, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna wait till we have guests." And I was like, "No, we need to tap into this
We
one."
do.
And I'm glad that you said you didn't do anything, because restoration is definitely a part of self-forgiveness. It's
Mhm.
like you said, I need to I need to reserve something for myself, right? I can't just give it all the way out. I can be here for you physically. I mean, I can be here for you in the present, but I can't
Yeah,
offer you much more than that. And being
yeah.
okay with that. Like it's fine to be just in someone's presence. Or offer your presence for someone to be calm because at the end of the day, you can't give what you don't have. So allowing yourself to be restored and
Pouring from an empty cup will always hurt us.
Mhm,
And I think, again, this week was really showing that, and I was like, "I can't. I really cannot do this," and I told myself I was not gonna go backwards, and so moving forward, it is a forgiveness where, you really just have to be like, "I'm sorry, old joy, but this is what we're doing moving forward."
mhm, mhm. That's what's up.
But
Yeah.
what about you? What ways are you self-forgiving, Lauren?
Well, more recently here, I've been more self-forgiving in how I speak to myself and what I
Mm.
tell myself, especially if I fail at something or feel like I could have done something differently. And it's just basically how I speak to myself, being kind and making sure that, you take responsibility for what it is you need to take responsibility for. Leaning into more like what you did on yesterday, rest, like feeling your feels, being acknowledging that you're going to have emotions, like emotions are going to come up when things happen in life. It's fine, but don't settle there. You can
Yep.
sit in it for a while, but I've learned that I cannot settle there because my mind then goes into all of these dark places, and it's like, I got to remember that there's a light in me and I can't allow what is happening around me to dim that light. Period. Like,
Yeah.
take what you have going on, sit in it for a while, but give yourself a timeline. So Wednesday, for a matter of fact, I had failed at something. I was like really
Oh,
trying
wow.
to give yourself a timeline. So really trying to, get out the way. Like, and I realized in the outcome of that, like I was rushing and I really wasn't resting in that. And
Mm,
so I allowed myself to feel what I was feeling for a couple of hours. Then God turned it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." That's when I found out I got the offer in the home. Well, my offer was accepted, but but I feel like it was God's hand, like pulling me out of that darkness. Because
mm.
I know because old me would have settled in that darkness and be like,
Yeah.
"No, I got to get this. I got to get her now because if I let her settle here, she's not gonna see what's she's not gonna be able to see what I'm doing for her." And so, really allowing myself to speak light in those dark moments is what's been helping me take responsibility of what it is. Like I said, I was rushing. I can own
Mhm,
that. I was rushing, which made the outcome not what I wanted. And thus I was remorseful, but I also had to have a renewing of my mind, like, girl, you can try again. And so it's not the end. And also putting myself around people who speak that to me when I can't speak to
mhm,
myself has been important.
mhm.
Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my mama, my daddy, like even strangers, like just God gonna send you who you need. My girlfriend, like I'm just so thankful for those people in those times where I couldn't find the words for myself that they were able to find it or say it for me. So
Yeah, those affirming words, those
yeah,
affirming messages. This
yeah.
is
So
great.
that's me. That's what I'm doing. Trying to speak kinder to myself, sit in it for a while, but not settle there.
I love
And
that.
responsibility, you gotta take responsibility for everything.
You definitely do, and when you were talking, I sat here and was like, how in previous, like, ways have I also, like, moved or learned to forgive? And I think one of the main ones is embracing that I am able to change without it harming, like, who I'm supposed to be. Because
Mm,
I feel like that is something that just as women, like, where I feel like we're fearful that we're not going to be our old selves, or we're detaching from old friends, or it's too many
ooh,
different experiences and different things happening. But being able to forgive myself for holding that against me, of like, when I am changing, I'm fighting it. It's like, girl, we can't hold on to that. Like, God is telling us to move on. We have to be better. We have to grow better. It's not in a bad way, but it's in a better way
girl,
for
yeah,
we can't see, and like really acknowledging that. And I think I have, looking back, I have forgiven my old self
yeah.
for trying to hold me back, because I feel like we were battling for a second
That's a word right there, girl.
of who we are and what's going on, but really being able to sit in that and know that it's okay to evolve, and it's, as you said, speaking that into it. And I think a lot of mine also has been just different affirmations, like me seeing it on a regular basis of like knowing what I'm possible, like having faith over fear. I have another ring that says like you are enough. Speaking and seeing things and post-it
Mhm.
notes everywhere is a way of me also having self-forgiveness for the negative thoughts, that the intrusive thoughts that really come in and try to stop me, and how the enemy really tries to stop me from getting to that next level. So
Girl, you just said a whole word, and I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna bring our audience in. Y'all, if you had just joined us, we are talking about self-forgiveness. And so Joy and I were just talking about ways in which we have shown self-forgiveness in previous situations or through the years. So we're interested to know how self-forgiveness shows up for you in your lives and what has been helpful. So please chime in, let us know, take up some space with us. And as you're doing that, Joy, like, girl, I don't know why we just be so in sync.
we
But
really are.
my pastor today was preaching about um the cost of commitments, the cost of
Mm,
commitment. And one of the things that he raised as a point was that regular committing to God or where God is leading you is going to cost you some of your regular relationships. And I'm thinking it's not even, it's beyond, I'm taking it a little deeper. It's not just like our relationships with like people,
mhm.
relationships with self,
This
the
was self.
relationship that we have with ourselves, the old us. Like you just made that like stick out for me a little bit more because it's like, yeah, you're right. We battling like, no, I don't want to do that. Like me, no, God, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna do this because this is where I'm comfortable. This is how people know me. This is, I know this. I don't know what you leading me to over here. Like right here is some certainty. Over there is, but like you said, it's for the better. We got to be willing to kind of let go of some of them habits and those people, whether if it's ourselves. Wow, big
Yeah,
word.
I also had in the same realm. I had a coworker just text and say sometimes we have to, like, our old selves have to die in order for us to be
Yep.
able to really flourish where God needs us to be. And I feel like I've been sitting on that for a little while. Just like, you take different things like when you first read and it's like, oh, okay. And then later on you're like, wait, like this is much deeper
Mhm,
than
mhm.
like I really sat at first and like took it all in. But it really is true. Like we are not meant to be in the same space while we are here, understanding that this is not our eternal place in general. Like
Mhm.
we are here for only a period of time, and while we are here, we're here to evolve and be vessels and give to others. So um we can't stay in the same spot and be the same person. Like just as we grow in age, like you're supposed to grow in maturity. Like, but you with that comes wisdom, comes different experiences. And if you continue to have these different experiences, there's no way that you really can stay the same. So I feel like we fight it because we're like, it's something new. I
Mhm.
don't feel like going through this. Like this is and when it's a stretching season too. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
when it's a stretching season. And I feel like we're both in stretching seasons. That's why it's just like, but we have to embrace it. And
Yeah,
I think that is the better is when we choose to embrace it. And as you were saying earlier, just showing up. And
yeah.
sometimes showing up is all we can do.
Mhm, mhm. Showing up and saying, "Lord, have your way," 'cause
Literally.
yes, yes. All right, y'all. Let me see. Is there anyone? No.
No
Everyone who has
comments
joined,
today.
y'all ain't got nothing to say. We trying to hear how have you self or forgiven yourself in the past? Have you had to forgive yourself? Do you know
Mhm.
kind of what that looks like for you? Let us know in the comments. But yeah, I definitely think we're both in seasons of preparation and stretching, and it's hard. It feels we achy here. It's some things that are coming to surface for us
Yeah,
that we haven't. We probably avoided or yeah, tried to turn our heads and look the other way. But it's necessary, like you said, in order for us to grow, not just physically but mentally, emotionally, and be able to own that. And it's okay to own that. It's okay to own things that hurt in the now, but that have purpose in the future.
future. growing pains,
Yeah.
being able to really embrace those growing pains and realize that it's only for a period. Like it's
Mhm.
not meant to be for a whole entire lifetime. And the longer it takes for us to embrace that self-forgiveness, that stretchingness, the stretchiness that is happening, it slows down what God is intending for us
Mhm.
to receive. So honestly, we're only really hurting ourselves. But I feel like that's that human nature that comes in where it's just like, we got life happening, this is going on, and God's like, I'm not focused on any of that. Like, I'm trying to tell you to lock in, and you're not
Mhm.
locked in. That is something I've heard for like the past couple days is locked in. So I'm just like, okay, God,
Yeah, I'm locking in.
I receive it. I don't know what this means, but I receive it. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah.
this one of them topics. I mean, if y'all don't have anything now, feel free, like on the replay, share it if you don't feel comfortable saying it, like, within the chat. Like, you could talk to us separately, or just have the conversation in general, or journal.
Mhm.
Like, what are the ways that you do have like self-forgiveness? Because I think when we do think of forgiveness, we think that we have to forgive other people. But
Mhm.
in reality, when you are forgiving in general, it's to release something from you. So
Right.
why are we not forgiving ourselves to release the daily thoughts and processes that we are functioning in every day?
Mhm. Mhm. And noticing that some of those thoughts are negative and they're patterns that we have become comfortable with,
Yeah.
right? The things that we have told ourselves or things that we have internalized that we heard about ourselves, right? And it comes with breaking those patterns of negative self-talk and really being aware and accepting that, okay, this is where I am, but I don't have to stay here, like, and it's fine, and be okay, like, talking yourself through that, licking your own wounds to say, like, it's okay that I feel what I'm feeling, but I know that I can't stay here, because that's what's been most helpful for me is understanding,
Yeah.
yeah, this is just for a day, this is just for right now. Give yourself about 24 hours, Lauren, and get up and get it moving, because if not, it's just going to take on a life of its own. So
Yeah. Don't let it
yeah,
fester.
I appreciate um I appreciate
Mm.
the conversation a lot. So
Yeah, no, this is timely for both of us. So as I'm
mhm.
sitting here saying it, I'm like, I don't know, God is just moving through me right now because it's things I need to hear for myself.
Yeah,
And
that's why
again,
you
this
have a
this
plan for
is
us.
this is what we come to take up space for, and it's something that I look forward to as well. Like, also knowing the type of week, I was like, oh, thank God we have to take up space on Sunday.
Mhm. Like, ooh,
Like,
let it all out there.
we could just like release and really start like a new week, especially with it being like the first weekend of March. Like, February, yes, as beautiful as it was, it had its ups and downs. And I feel like
Mhm.
every month does, but being able to have a fresh start. And again, with a space that like new beginnings are
Yeah,
created. So
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Joy. If this was a conversation for us, I thank you, God.
that's fine.
Right, okay, so moving on, we're gonna get vibey. So a lot of this topic actually came up from I went to go see the movie One Love about Marley. Have
Mm.
you seen it yet, Joy?
I gotta see it. That's on our list to see. We were unable to. We thought about going Thursday when we were on our way back from North Carolina, but
Mhm.
I was like, I'm not trying to fall asleep in a movie theater because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So I want to be full focus to watch it.
Well, I won't spoil it for you, but it was
Okay.
really, 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 really good. Has anyone else seen the movie? Just like drop a great a
Raise your
little green
hand,
heart, something. Yeah. Let us know, y'all. Come on, talk to us
or
today.
everybody. You could type "One Love" just to let us know that
Right.
you
Who's seen the
actually watched
movie?
it. Jamaican flag, something.
Right, something. But saw the movie. It was incredible. Like,
Mm,
and to not spoil it, but the topic came from there's a scene in that movie where the character who plays Bob is really someone comes and asks him for forgiveness, and he's like, I can't give that to you. And
mm.
to not spoil it, that's what I'll say. And so Nail said, I saw it, but I didn't love. Haha.
Not
You
Niall.
didn't love? Oh my God, we got to talk about that, girl. What? You ain't
She
listen
said she
to that?
didn't love it. Oh, I'm interested to hear
I
this.
am interested in to hear it as well. So let us
Nayo,
know.
are you trying to come on
She
or?
said, but still one love. I understand that. But okay, so in that part, it made me it was just so powerful because it's like, yes, like it was something that was done to him, but he was like, it's not up for
Mm,
me, like because me forgiving you is not going to allow you to live with you. And so I was like, oh, that is so good because how many times do we ask people to forgive us, but yet there is no real change in us for them to even forget. Like,
mm.
it just was good to me. So that's how this topic came up because I'm like, we got to talk about what really forgiveness is
Yeah,
and
what it looks
how
like.
it changes or shifts in us. Girl, I look crazy. Laugh out loud.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
Just
Listen, right? I
keep
did
the
too.
engagement in the comments.
Right, we'll engage in the comments. Tell me why you didn't love it. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but I think I may know why you didn't love it. But I'm gonna let you speak.
Some people saw it multiple times. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay, like every movie has its target. Like,
yeah,
everyone is different in terms of what they're thinking it's going to be about. And then like, what in reality it's about.
yeah. And I get it because like it didn't really show a lot of his life. Like it
Mm,
centered really in on like a particular time period in his life. And didn't talk about the particularities of his endeavors with women. However, it gave hints to it, but um, what they did share, I enjoyed. But I'm interested to hear why Mayo did not like it. But anyone else, y'all chime in. Have you seen it? Have you not? And so yeah, so that was something that I really enjoyed, and it got me really on my like, ooh, just I don't know, I was just vibing, and I enjoyed it so much. So
I love that.
yeah.
We gotta go see it. So we could talk further like when we actually make it to the movies because I'm interested
Mhm.
to if I have Niall's perspective or if I have your perspective. So we'll
Okay.
see.
Yes, I'm interested. I'd be interested to know. And then something else that I came across, which was very interesting, or that I loved, was a daddy daughter podcast.
Ah!
Oh, and I mean, it's not surprising because it features Flex Washington from 101, the dad from 101.
Lex.
Yes, and so it's actually his daughter that he shares with the singer Shanice, and so
Aw.
they have a podcast, and so it's really is. I listened to the first episode; it was really nice, and it's good to see like young women because she's I think either early 20s, like very early
Hmm.
20s, or like teens, like 18, 19, or early 20s. And so it was just interesting to see like their dynamic and how he's talking about things changing. Like, you're a daddy's girl when you're a little girl, and then you grow up, and it's just like, well, what about me kind of thing. So I thought that was really nice. And because we usually don't see that in that space of men and their daughters talking
Yeah,
in
that's
that manner.
beautiful.
So it's actually called the Daddy Daughter Dance Podcast. And
Aw.
it's so cute because their theme song is the 101 theme song, which I was like, oh, so I just wanted to shout them out.
Oh, I gotta go listen to it.
Yeah,
I'm a daddy's girl at heart,
yeah.
so I feel like that's just I actually came across the picture, um, of us at the daddy daughter dance, like, from middle
Oh,
school, and it's just so
yes,
funny, like, to look back on that. I was like, "Ooh, who gave me this shawl?" Because, like, you were just
yes.
the fashion was terrible, but during that time, thought I
Yeah.
was it.
Mhm.
It was
Just
rough.
that
It was
girl.
rough in these streets. But
Yeah.
yeah, like that's beautiful. Like to have the
Yeah.
relationship that continues where you can actually be a reflection, just with everything that's going on in the world.
Mhm.
Like real love in that
Right.
that type of realm is like is beautiful to see. So
Yeah.
that
And
is
some of those like sorry to cut you off.
no, I was gonna say that's getting added to my
Yes.
playlist.
Yes. Listen to it. And it's on YouTube. I don't know if it's like
Okay.
but that's where I found it on YouTube. But yeah, it's just nice to see like in real time conversations happening between African American daughters and their fathers. So that
Oh,
was
I
nice, and
love
I thought it
that.
would be something that we highlight here because we highlight family bonus.
We do. Family is super important. So being
Yeah.
able to extend that there. Hmm,
Mhm.
that got me in my feels a little bit.
Watch when you went the first episode. So Nail said, I went in there thinking it would be a full biopic, so I think my expectations were set on that. Okay, I understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did too, but
Yeah,
that,
if
that was
you're not getting the full history and or you're expecting
mhm,
it, like you're
mhm,
gonna have a completely different perspective. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm still excited to see it. And the other movies, did you end up seeing Origin?
Mm-mm.
'cause I was like, "Did anyone in here ever see
Yeah, did
Origin?"
anyone see Origin? I don't
Because
but
that was one of the movies I think we saw it in February, and we didn't end up bringing it up for Vibey before, but as I sit here and think about Women's History Month and Ava DuVernay and the amazing director, that she is and how she is an amazing storyteller,
mm.
please go see Origin.
Is
Like,
this the
it's
book is this the movie that's based on the book? The
cast,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like, it is phenomenal, like, and it's underrated where her focus wasn't really trying to win, like, Oscars and different things, although the all actors definitely deserve it in there, that wasn't their focus, the focus was getting the information out, and that's what I think I loved most. Because at the end of the movie, instead of when the credits flow and different
Mhm.
things happen, it literally has their names flowing through and then screen a QR code. Take a picture so you can end up getting a ticket for somebody else to watch this story. And
Oh,
I'm like, it really speaks to like who she is as a filmmaker, and I cried like happy tears. Like I went on the whole entire journey. If you love history, you definitely will love that. If even if you're not a big history buff, like it truly tells a story about humans in
mm,
general. Because I feel like so many times we are categorized in different things, and this really just showcase what it means to just be a human at the end of the day, and
mm,
not be judged by what color, what we're going through. Cause I know we talked about this last year around this time was like Black History Month and then Women's History Month. Being a
mhm,
Black woman, like we
mhm.
go back and forth between, how we feel between this time frame. But I love this movie because it just focused on humans. And it also focuses on like to me, that's God's love. Like at the end of the day,
Right,
we are all humans and we forget that we are all humans because we're used to being grouped in so many different ways. So if you have not seen Origin, unfortunately, it's slowly getting out of the movie theaters, but I think that
yeah,
it's probably going to be streaming soon. So please go watch it, share it. Like if you are a big, like your family loves watching movies together, this is something that is definitely needed to be within the community, in any community. Like I don't want to just say the Black women or the
mhm.
Black community, like any community. Um, it'll make you look at the world a little differently. So I appreciate
Okay.
it.
Well, that'll be on the list. I don't think I've seen it in the movie theaters when I went to go see one of those, so it may already be out, but
Yeah, it was out. But it started fading. That's what like out of
mm,
the movie theaters because it's been out for a while, but it really wasn't publicized that much. Like the leading
yeah,
actress, she would be out in front of movie theaters in LA just passing out flyers instead of them taking out like this huge
wow.
marketing. Like you would see it in some commercials, but not a lot. And that's the reason
Mhm.
why I respect it, because like I feel like if you're going to bring something to the big screen, allow for it to have a bigger message, and that is literally what this film does. So
Okay.
Ava DuVernay does it again.
Again, she's masterful at her craft. I love
She
it.
really is, and she got started late in her career. So,
Yeah, inspiration, honey. Just
women
start
history
young.
fact, like,
Okay.
you can definitely be in your late 40s and still be out here making
Starting over. Okay?
starting over, so
Literally doing what you're supposed to be doing. Never too late as long as you got breath in your body. Okay. And speaking of movies, I have not seen the Tyler Perry movie with my girl Kelly
oh, I
Rowland.
haven't watched it yet either.
Hey
Hey,
Brianna,
Bree.
girl. Yeah. Okay. So since we haven't watched it, let's keep it moving.
No, I've heard mixed reviews,
So have
so I have not,
I.
looked at it yet, and again, I'm really like, yesterday was my day of getting through some binging. I've done a little bit today, but going into this week, I don't really expect to watch a lot because I gotta get focused and
Gotta get
committed
focused.
and, locked in,
Locked
so
in. Brianna said I liked the movie. Most people didn't. Yeah, girl.
Scenario, so it's bad.
But
But
not
not
like
bad,
bad.
bad.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give it a chance because my girl Kelly in it. I
I
love
was
me.
about to say, are we only watching because it's Kelly?
I am.
Like,
Because you know
Kelly.
how I feel about Tyler. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But we watched the documentary, so we learned a little
We
bit.
learned a bit. We
We
learned a
learned a
bit.
little bit
Mhm,
there,
mhm.
but still, I do understand.
It
Yeah.
was good until it wasn't. Okay, I'm ready to watch. So I will be watching that sooner than later. Like
Oh,
it
that's
was just
hilarious.
the storyline and gaps. I feel like Tyler Perry's movies always have gaps. Like it doesn't make
Yeah.
it was one. I think The Family That Prays. Now, The Family That Prays 8.
That
I think
was a good
that
movie.
was a good one.
That was one of the rare ones where it was like beginning to end, like, okay, I get
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. But it always has gaps, and I'm wondering if it's because he's the only one writing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he still has that mindset towards his craft, but it's like if he's the only one at the table writing it, then yeah, it's gonna be gaps because you're not bringing in other perspectives of the characters that you're creating. So it's for the characters that you're creating. So it's like, sir, of course, there's gonna be something missing, but
Yeah, I
that's
think he has the same perspective. It may be some different people reviewing it, and maybe making some different edits, but for the most part, I do believe he's still fully in the creative, um, per directing, producer role of understanding what that is. But
yeah.
how do the actors not have questions?
Girl, maybe he paid him enough to not have questions. He like,
This
here,
is
just do it.
true.
What I'm
This
glad
is
is that
true.
She said, what I'm not going to do is allow your staff to touch this head.
Yes,
But it's
Kelly's fashion game was on point.
mm-hmm.
Um, the table read, you say nothing. They may say stuff at the table read, but the question comes, how much change will
Yeah,
come from him saying
yeah,
something?
yeah.
So that is the big question of the day. But hat tip to, again, I look at films differently. My husband
I
is
say
in
you have
the
a
film industry, so it takes heart. It takes a lot of time to get through these projects. So I learned a long time ago when people were like, "Oh, rate the movie 1 through 10." I always say my perspective is, because I don't ever want to offend anyone, that as a creative, we sensitive about
that's
art.
true. Yeah.
So it's being able
No.
to understand that. And it's just, if a movie's not meant for you, it's just not meant for you. It could be meant for somebody else.
Right,
And
right, right.
that's how we leave it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna definitely give my system ratings something on the Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let it
I'm here for Kelly. I would solely only watch it because of Kelly Rowland.
yeah, same. So does anyone else have some vibey, something that happened in the world that caught your attention culturally,
Oh, I
wellness
know
wise?
one that
Mhm.
happened that I kind of saw with our VP and soror, Kamala Harris, having all of the HBCU students at her house. At first, like I knew a couple people that were there, and like I saw
Mhm.
them like, "Oh, I'm partying at the VP house." I was like, "Oh, this is a joke." Like I really wasn't understanding it until I saw multiple people posting. It was
Yeah,
like, oh wow. Like I love the fact that she brought all of the different HBCUs in and really made it like, this is history. This is our history, and this is what is being taught to us while we're at school. So like, let's acknowledge that on the other end. And I saw a bit of a clip that said, what was it? That said Kamala, when I guess she was coming back on like Air Force One, and they like flew over the yard for her to be able to like see it. And
oh,
she said she looked up and was imagining her 17-year-old self like looking in the air and being like, look what can happen, and then looking down and being like, look what I accomplished. Like
mhm.
that's a beautiful thing.
It
That
is
that's a beautiful thing. So
it is a beautiful thing.
we
Shout
love
out
that.
to her and shout out, yeah, shout out to her. I'm not trying to politicize the conversation. However, girl, what are you doing?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but
Okay.
I'm just talking about Kamala.
Oh, okay.
Sora, what are you doing? Like, I love it. Invite us to the White House. Have a party. We love to vibe out. But what are you doing?
This is true.
What are you doing? It's like you know, I wanna support you. I have supported you. Will continue to support you. But you gotta but you gotta do something.
Hmm.
Something has to happen. Something has to happen. Something
Yeah,
has
that was like the whole politics side. That's why I didn't even start there. I just went
I
from,
know. Okay,
she
we won't go
represented the
there.
HBCUs,
However, shout out to her. But
because
it's like
that will turn into a whole thing. Yes,
it would.
literally the whole campaign. We need a shift. We need
Sure.
changes to be made.
It's like, girl, make something happen for the HBCU students. That's what we need. Make something happen for us.
I'm going in and out because my Sunday dinner is starting soon, and
Oh, okay, okay.
my
Yeah,
brother downstairs.
we love that. So we prioritize family time over here. So Y'all have been quiet over here on this side of
We've enjoyed ourselves.
it
Lauren, I feel like this was a great conversation.
was a great conversation. It was. So I guess we'll end it here because like I said, we value family time and your time. So just to keep it real short and sweet, everyone deserves dot 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 to forgive themselves for things that they've done, that they said, that they wish they would have done or wish they would have said,
Hmm.
to move themselves forward and past those barriers. So give yourself some love and some grace. Give yourself some rest, lean into that, and allow yourself to feel what you feel, but don't settle there. So that's
Absolutely.
how
I love
everyone
that.
deserves.
I would say everybody deserves to have support. I think that would be mine right now. Uh, Everybody deserves to have support in whatever way that actually may be. It can come with different check-ins via text. It could be phone calls. It could be going out, like hanging with friends. But everybody does deserve to have support. And if you feel as though you are not supported, I think that's when a reevaluation kind of needs to happen around who is in your village. As Lauren was saying earlier, having people around you that will empower you, pour into you, and be able to affirm what you need to hear. Um,
Yes,
so everybody deserves to have support.
yes, I agree. And I'm glad to have you as a support, Joy.
Oh, thanks. And you know the feeling is completely mutual.
Yeah,
Like I was like, sis, I know the home buying process is not a joke. So the
not
fact
at all.
that you got chosen now the time till you when you get the keys. That's the goal.
Girl, if God willing, if everything goes in my direction, the end of the month. So
I don't know
Good
what
Friday, girl. Good Friday.
I heard well, as you were saying, leaning in my direction, the song.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's perfect
Yeah.
analogy.
Well, all right, y'all. Until next time, which is March, I think 17th.
Let me confirm because
Yes.
I'm no yep.
Yep.
March
Okay.
17th. We will see you at 6 o'clock. And we're
Mhm.
gonna get both of our IGs up. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna
We're
figure
gonna
out
do
how this
something.
will happen. We may have to do a test run during
So
the
yours wasn't on at all, Joy?
No, it wasn't.
Oh man.
So
All
that
right.
also could be why some engagement was down. But it's okay. We coming back. Y'all got
We're both bad. We just going through, the process of starting something new. That's it.
yes.
All right. Well, you enjoy family dinner. Thank you so much. And
Thank
y'all, until next
you.
time. Bye.
Everybody have a great week.